everyone, welcome back. We are now sailing into week 7 of voyage 10. And then we have 5 little seahorses and 2 little fish joining us for the journey. So is everybody ready for Christmas? I know it feels like it came really fast this year, but I do feel ready for it, but I'm also feeling ready for the year to be over and just to start a fresh new year and get into some more debt elimination. So let's jump into what the numbers have been up to. We'll start off with our line of credit 1, where we did a payment of $30. $1,704 went to interest, leaving that balance $11,831.17. So currently there's $168.83 available in that line. Line of credit 2 and 3, this is where we put the payment for the mortgage, divvy it up between these 2 lines, and then we pay it at the end of the month or beginning of the month actually. So we did $100 to each one, and $1,757 was the interest paid on line of credit 2, where $1,591 was interest paid line of credit 3. So now line of credit 2 has a new balance of $12,133.96. So now it has $366.04 available. Line of credit 3 now it has a balance of $12,223.52, and available is $276.48 on that line. Then we go into what used to be line of credit 4, but then it turned into a loan. So we did a payment of $30 towards that. So it was at $5,930. So now it's down to $5,900. And this loan is also at 0% for 6 months. So there's not going to be any interest reflected on that because we're not paying any interest right now. So then we look at line of, actually not line of credit, but loan 1, where we start off with $9,881.52. And then we did a payment of $50. And of that amount, $10.42 went to interest and $39.58 went to principal. And this actually was an old Citibank, which we transferred that into a loan at 5.5 versus the 27.49 it was at. So we're gaining a lot of ground on that one. And then Discover 2, we did a payment of $335. And now we have that balance transfer 3 on Discover 2 down to $8,020. And then we also had funds for Discover 1. And what I'm starting to do now is I'm putting this into the Visa, or not exactly putting, since we're actually using the Visa as our debt weapon right now. The $475 is staying parked into the Visa. But once it gets applied to Discover 1, which we'll do on, it's due the 8th of each month, and the Visa itself zeroes out around at the end of the month. So I want to show a lower Visa payment, and then we'll apply it towards the Discover after the Visa has reached its new statement. So this is showing our Visa has a credit limit of $7,000. I also like to run it with, in the same account, there's this tiny little loan called a revolving credit loan. I just like to kind of do both of them so I have $7,500 available. So the Visa has a payment monthly of $140 and the revolving credit has $25. And then what I did was I went ahead and applied the paycheck towards that Visa. And then this shows that Discover 2 payment coming out. And then we took out expenses, and then at the end, the balance for the Visa is currently $6,314.25. So there's $685.75 available in that line. And then that small revolving credit, I put $125 towards that, and then $155, which actually was $153.28. And that went to the Citibank, which was also the expenses like the electricity, and there was one other, the water bill I paid this month. And that came out of the Citibank, so we went ahead and applied funds to the Citibank out of the revolving credit. So now available in that revolving credit is $111.45, and it has a balance of $388.55. And then another thing that happened since I've been trying really hard to show less credit usage, and my credit score has started to finally go up. So now this last month it's gone up 26 points. And a lot of that is because of the Citibank getting transferred to a loan, and also paying down the Visa before the statement date, and then it reflects a lower balance, and then I pay to the Discover, and then that shows a lower balance. So I'm getting a nice little rhythm going on that. So basically the credit score went up to 667, which went up 26 points. And then the credit usage went down 13%. And then we'll jump into the weekly income, where we're doing this on a paycheck of $1,000. And then 400 of it was expenses, and that got broke down into that 30 going to line of credit 1, line of credit 2 and 3 each getting $100. That loan 1 received $50, loan 2 had a payment of $30. And then we had 40 that was applied to the Visa, and then $50 in cash. And then the cash flow was $600. So then we had Discover 1 was at $1,900. A payment of $475 brings that balance to $1,425. The couch was at $400. A payment of $100 brings it down to $300. And then that revolving credit at $100, a payment of $25 brings it down to $75. So now the voyage is down to $1,800. So $4,200 has been paid off in the last 7 weeks. And then on to the captain's log. Where we show the $600 for week 7. So that $4,200. So you add that to what's already been paid off with that $32,249.87. There's been a total of $36,449.87 for the entire voyage that's been paid off. So we're at 70% paid off. And it looks like we should reach our goal since we're making it happen each and every time. So in 3 weeks, we should have that Discover balance transfer paid off. And then I think we're going to work on probably paying down the Visa, so then we can start jumping into the next balance transfer on Discover too. So we'll look into that in about 2 weeks, kind of make a decision on that. But I'm thinking paying down the Visa to get the credit card balances down would work out, and then we'd have that available amount to then take care of the balance transfer by transferring it into the Visa. So we'll see how that works out. But thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe to follow my journey. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Go ahead and put those down below. And I thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.